Welcome back, my friend. Today I am going to share with you my recipe for making this super delicious Asopao de Pollo. It is so hearty and is so packed with flavor that is going to blow your taste buds out of this world. So make sure to stick around and watch. Asopao de Pollo is a very hearty and delicious Puerto Rican chicken soup. This soup is really enjoyed on a nice rainy day or on a fall day, or if you are getting like a little bit of the sniffles, this will definitely clear it out. Trust me, my friend, this is a soup that you are going to want to give a try. It is just amazing. So our very first step here is going to be getting our chicken prepared. For this asopao, I'm going to be using the bone-in chicken thighs. You can use any cut of the chicken that you prefer. I prefer using the chicken thighs just because I feel like it has so much flavor. So I'm going to go through here and just trim off all that excess fat, and I'm going to slice little slits on the thighs just for that flavor to penetrate in very well. I'm using a total of 6 bone-in chicken thighs, but like I said, feel free to use whichever cut of meat that you want for this asopao, drumsticks or chicken breast, or just a combination of all the different sides. Once the chicken is prepared, now it's time to move on to the marinade. And for this, I'm first going to start with 3 tablespoons of vinegar. Now, typically, I like to let this sit in the refrigerator for a day, but you can let it sit in there marinating for 2 days, however long you feel. If you're doing this something right away, I'd say like just let the meat marinate for about an hour or so before cooking it. Then I'm going to add 2 teaspoons of adobo and 1 to 2 heaping tablespoons of sofrito. Sofrito just gives everything a super amazing flavor. If you would like to check out my recipe for that, I'll go ahead and link that on top of this video or in the description box below. Then using my hands, I'm putting some gloves on just because it just makes it super easy and quick for cleanup. I'm going to go ahead and mix everything in and just let those flavors distribute throughout all of the meat. Once our meat is done marinating, it is time to get all the veggies ready for this super hearty and delicious soup. For this, we are going to be using 1 chopped onion, 2 to 3 baby peppers, or you can simply use 2 tablespoons of pimientos, 2 large carrots sliced and peeled, 3 small potatoes diced, and I'm going to be using 6 pieces of yuca. I'm going to be using the frozen Goya one just because I know they're going to be good. Where I live is very hard to come by fresh roots. So I'm going to be using 6 pieces, and then I'm going to be dicing them into smaller pieces. And 2 ears of corn that I'm going to be slicing into rounds. I'm also going to be using some turmeric, oregano, cumin, tomato sauce, and a little more adobo to taste. Now, what I mean to taste is according to how salty you want something. Adobo itself is salty, so depending on how salty you like your soup, you're going to be adding some adobo in there. Now, I'm going to be making the soup in my 7-quart Dutch oven. And in my 7-quart Dutch oven, I have some achote oil that I've made myself. This oil is really good. It gives it a beautiful color, and it also gives it like a little bit of a smoky flavor. I do have a video in my channel showing you guys exactly how is it I do this. It is super simple to make, and it is good with all of your dishes. So I have some of this oil in the bottom of my pot. I have my pot up to about a medium high, and I'm simply going to be sealing my chicken. So I'm going to be letting one side just sear, and for I'd say about 3 to 5 minutes until you're able to remove, the meat will come loose, that you're able to flip it over, then flip it over and let the other side brown. Once that is done, it's time to saute our veggies. For this, we are going to be sauteing our onions and our peppers along with 2 tablespoons of
additional sofrito and half a can of the tomato sauce. And then I'm gonna go in and mix everything together. I'm adding 1 clove of garlic, but you can add about a teaspoon if you'd like. I just really love the flavor of fresh garlic. Is so good. And then I'm going to add 1 little packet of the ham flavoring. To the soup, I'm going to add 6 cups of water at first and 1 tablespoon of adobo. Then we're gonna go in and add our meat back into the pot along with our sliced carrot and our yuca and the corn. I went ahead and broke mine into thirds. And once we see that everything is in the pot and things aren't gonna overflow, I'm coming in and I'm adding an additional 2 cups of water. Now we're simply going to let our soup come up to a nice simmer. And with the ladle, we're gonna mix everything together. And then we are going to place the lid on our pot, lower the heat down to low, and we're going to let this cook here for about a good 30 to 45 minutes. 30 minutes is pretty good. At 30 minutes, you can come and check it out. But I would say, depending on the pot that you're using and your stove, 30 to 45 minutes. Now, once those 30 to 45 minutes are up, it's time to uncover this. And oh my goodness, is going to smell so delicious. It just looks absolutely perfect. At this point, I love to add in some fresh cilantro. It just gives it, like, it elevates the whole thing. So I'm simply mixing in, I would say, about a 1/4 cup of fresh cilantro. At this point, you can go ahead and also give it a taste and adjust for flavor if you feel like it needs a little bit more salt or pepper or whatever you want to add to it to make it yours. Once we're done with that, we're going to go ahead and cover the pot back up and we're going to let it cook for an additional 10 minutes. Now it's the best part. Time to serve this delicious Asopao de Pollo with a nice little slice of avocado on the side and a side of white rice to dip it into that soup. It is just so delicious.
Here we go. Got my rice in my soup. I want some chicken in there, some rice, some potato. Oh my gosh. So good. Now it's your turn to give this delicious Asopao de Pollo a try. Thank you so much for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, make sure to give this next one a try. I'll see you next time. Bye.